Alright, gather round, because I've got a story that'll make your skin crawl. It's about Blackwater Lake, just a short drive from Washington City. You've probably heard the whispers if you're from around there, folks in bars or around campfires, talking low about something dark in that water. They say it's not just a lake, it's alive, hungry, and it chooses who it takes. Imagine a valley swallowed by time, a place the maps forgot. Ancient pines loom crooked over the water, their gnarled branches tangled like skeletal fingers, clutching at secrets they'll never release. The lake doesn't ripple, doesn't breathe. It lies unnervingly still, a black mirror warping the sky into something wrong. Stare into it too long, and the reflection blinks first. The air hangs thick, reeking of rotting leaves and something sharper beneath, copper, maybe, or the electric tang of storm-charged ozone. And the silence. God, the silence. No birdsong, no insect hum. Just a vacuum of sound, heavy as a held breath, like the land itself is waiting for something to break the surface. It all started with this couple we knew, sweet as anything, always planning little adventures. They got it in their heads to camp at Blackwater Lake, get away from the city noise for a weekend. They roped in 4 of us to come along, me, the bookish one who'd rather read than hike, this bold guy who was always daring us to do crazy stuff, the joker, who could make you laugh even on your worst day, and the skeptic, who'd roll her eyes at anything spooky. Someone had told the couple the lake was peaceful, if a little creepy, and we figured, why not? We'd heard the stories, everyone had. The Joker even teased me about lake monsters, flailing his arms like he was in some cheesy horror flick. We all cracked up, and I shoved him. It was just a camping trip, you know. A few days to kick back, drink some beers, make some memories. That first day was perfect, like something out of a movie. The couple was all over setting up tents, bickering over whose knots were better, but you could tell they were loving every second. The bold guy took charge, yelling orders like he was building a fortress, while the Joker helped by turning the ropes into a mess. We got a fire going, the wood popping and crackling, and we were all just talking, laughing. The couple was cuddled up under a blanket, sneaking kisses, while I sketched the lake in my notebook, trying to capture how weirdly beautiful it was. The bold guy started truth or dare, and before long, he dared one of the couple to jump in the lake. No monsters, right? They laughed, stripping to their boxers and splashing in. They said it was freezing, but they were fine, doing this goofy backstroke while we cheered. The lake didn't feel cursed then, just cold and dark, like any lake. But that night, something changed. One of the couple woke up, I heard them later, saying it was like a whisper pulled them out of sleep. Not us snoring or the fire dying, but this soft, urgent sound, like someone calling from the lake. They grabbed a flashlight and slipped out of their tent, beam shaking as it hit the water. They said it was calm, but over by the trees, they saw her. A woman, standing there, her dress soaked and heavy, like she'd just climbed out of the depths. Her head was down, hair dripping. They blinked, and she was gone. They told themselves it was just the moonlight, but they didn't sleep after that. Neither did I, once they told me. Morning hit us like a punch. The Joker was gone. His sleeping bag was empty, sneakers still by the tent, like he'd just walked off. We tore the place apart, screaming his name until our voices gave out. We found his backpack by the shore, half in the water, but no footprints, no nothing. It was like the lake just took him. The bold guy didn't hesitate, waded right in, even when the couple begged him to stop. He dove under. We wanted out, packed our stuff with hands that wouldn't stop shaking, but the lake had other plans. The car wouldn't start, engine just coughed and died. Our phones. No signal, even though they'd worked fine the day before. It was like the valley was holding us there, keeping us close to the water. That night, we sat by the fire, too scared to blink. The bold guy, who was always so loud, was quiet, staring at the lake. I saw her, he said finally, last night, before he disappeared. She was in the water, up to her waist, just watching me. My heart stopped. I hadn't told anyone, but the couple had whispered to me about the woman they'd seen, and it was her. Same wet dress, same eerie stillness. The other half of the couple tried to laugh it off, saying we were just freaked, but their voice was shaking. The skeptic didn't say a word. She'd found something that day, tucked into some tree roots by the shore, an old locket, rusted, with a faded picture of a woman in a wedding dress. She kept it in her pocket, holding it like it could protect her. You've probably heard the local story about the drowned woman. They say she was a bride, betrayed by her lover, heartbroken so bad she walked into the lake and let it take her. But she didn't stay gone. Her spirit's still there, tied to the water, and her grief's turned into something mean. They say if you see her by the shore, she's already picked you. And once she picks you, there's no running. That night, it all went to hell. One of the couple screamed, pointing at the lake, and there she was, the drowned woman. Her dress was all torn, her hair like seaweed, her eyes just, empty, but staring right at us. She didn't move, but the air got so cold, the fire started dying. The other half of the couple grabbed a flashlight, tried to shine it on her, but the light just stopped, like her shadow ate it. Then one of the couple was gone. Not walking, not falling. Something yanked them back, their scream cutting off as the water swallowed them. Their partner dove after them, clawing at the dirt, but it was like the ground itself wouldn't let them. The lake didn't even ripple. It was hungry, and it fed. We ran, stumbling, hearts pounding, but the lake wasn't done. It took them one by one. The other half of the couple, still reaching for their love, got pulled under with a gasp. The bold guy, who tried to face her, went quiet as the water closed over him. The skeptic, holding that locket, whispered something, maybe a prayer, before she was gone too. I was the only one left, standing there by the shore, legs shaking so bad I thought I'd collapse. She rose up, the drowned woman, right in front of me. She was beautiful, in a broken way, her face all sorrow and rage. She didn't speak, but I heard her, clear as day, in my head, tell them I'm waiting. Then she sank back, and the silence was so heavy I could barely breathe. I still don't know why she spared me. The car started the next morning, like nothing had happened, and I drove back to Washington City, that locket in my pocket, heavy as a curse. I tried telling people, friends, family, strangers at the diner, but they just nod, give me that pitying look, like I'd lost my mind. The lake's safe, they'd say, just a story, but I know better. I can't shake the feeling she's still watching me, her whisper lingering in the quiet moments. I keep the locket hidden, but sometimes, in the dark, I swear I hear water dripping, feel that cold pull, like she's waiting for me to slip up and come back. They say Lake Wraith never lets go. Its waters swallow secrets, secrets that scream to be free. 30 years back, a whole family disappeared out here. No bodies, no nothing, just their boat drifting in the fog. Folks around here say the lake claimed them. And now, it's whispering again. You brave enough to listen? The dock creaks under our boots, air thick with a chill that ain't just the weather. Name's Caleb, and I'm here with my brother, Nate, and our buddy Jess. We ain't out here for kicks. Found my old man's journal in the attic a few weeks ago, pages crammed with wild talk about Lake Wraith. Pop vanished here when we were kids. Ma wouldn't say a word, just got this look like it broke her. That journal, though. It's like he left us a trail. The lake's a sheet of gray, reflecting a sky that looks pissed off. Jess rubs his arms, muttering, this place feels like it's sizing us up. Nate snorts, but I catch him glancing at the water. I grip the journal, its leather beat to hell. Pop's last entry says, the lake knows me. It's waiting. What the hell was he on about? We shack up in a rundown cabin by the shore. The owner, some old coot with eyes like gravel, tells us to steer clear of the water after dark. Fog comes quick, he says. You get lost, you stay lost. Nate brushes it off, but I feel it, a cold knot in my gut. That night, we huddle by the fire, reading Pop's journal. He wrote about voices, whispers from the lake, pulling him to the deep. He drew this weird symbol, a spiral with sharp edges. Jess points to the cabin wall, voice low. Caleb, look, same damn symbol, carved above the door. Sleep's a lost cause. The wind's howling, and I'd swear it's saying my name. Caleb, Caleb. I tell myself it's nothing, but at 3 Nate's gone. Bed's empty, boots missing. Jess is losing it, grabbing a flashlight. We follow his tracks to the dock. The boat's loose, bobbing in the shallows. My pulse hammers. No way Nate went out there alone. No way. We shout for him, but the fog's rolling in, thick as smoke, eating our voices. Jess grabs my sleeve. Caleb, there. In the water, just under the surface, something's floating. Too big for a fish, too still for anything living. I squint, and my stomach lurches. It's a face, pale, no eyes, staring right at us. I stumble back, cursing, but when I look again, it's gone. We gotta find Nate. We take the boat, rowing into that cursed fog. The lake's too quiet, like it's holding its breath. Jess is shaking, mumbling about that face. I try to keep it together, but Pop's words are stuck in my head. The lake knows me. Then it starts, a low hum, like a pulse in the water. The boat jolts, something scraping the hull. Jess drops his oar, and it's gone, swallowed without a ripple. Caleb, Jess says, voice breaking, we need to turn back. But I can't leave Nate. Can't leave Pop's ghost. The hum gets louder, and the fog splits, showing an island that ain't on any map. It's littered with stones, each one scratched with that spiral. And there's Nate, standing among them, still as death. Relief hits me, but it dies fast. When he turns, his eyes are wrong, cloudy, like the lakes in them. Nate! I yell, but he doesn't flinch. Jess is begging me to bail, but I step onto the island. The stones are humming, buzzing through my boots. Nate's voice comes, but it ain't him. You came, it says, thick and wet, like he did. My blood's ice. Pop. I flip open the journal, hands shaking. There's a new line in Pop's scrawl, Caleb, don't trust the lake. I spin around, but Jess is gone. Boat's gone. It's just me, Nate, and those damn stones. He moves closer, and I see it. The thing in Nate's skin ain't my brother. Its mouth splits too wide, teeth like shattered shells. The lake keeps what it takes, it says. I bolt, tripping over stones, the hum so loud it's in my bones. The fog chokes everything, and I'm alone. Then hands grab me, real ones. It's Jess, eyes red, whispering. I hid. That wasn't Nate. We find the boat, back at the shore like magic, and row like hell. The hum's on our heels, but the fog thins just enough to spot the dock. We hit the shore, gasping, but Jess stares at my hands. The journal's gone. I didn't drop it. We peel out at first light, never looking back. The old man at the cabin just nods, like he knew we'd make it, or knew we wouldn't. Back home, I try to shake it, but the lake's in my head. I hear it at night, Caleb, Caleb. Jess stops calling, says he sees Nate in his dreams. I don't tell him I do too. Months later, I'm digging through my truck, and there's the journal, wedged under the seat. My hands shake as I open it. Blank pages, except one. It's a sketch of me, standing on that island, eyes white as fog. Below, in my own damn handwriting, words I never wrote, the lake is patient. It's waiting. You ever wonder what's really out there, hiding in the dark just beyond your flashlight's beam? Last summer, this is the story about the night I went to a lake party at Lake Wister, a night that started with music and laughter and ended with something I'll never forget. It was July, and my friends and I decided to throw a party at Lake Wister, this quiet, secluded spot in Oklahoma. During the day, the place was gorgeous, clear water glinting under the sun, pine trees towering into the sky, and that fresh, earthy smell. But at night, it felt wrong, like the lake was watching us. We'd heard the local rumors, stories about the lake being cursed, shadows moving under the water, people hearing things. We laughed it off, just creepy tales to spice up a party, right? We set up near the shore, portable speakers, a cooler full of drinks, and a bonfire crackling about 20 feet from the water. There were 4 of us, me, my best friend Ethan, his girlfriend Mia, and our buddy Liam. The vibe was perfect at first, music pumping, people dancing, the moon reflecting off the lake like a mirror. By 10 p.m., we're all gathered around the fire, the flames casting long, eerie shadows across the ground. The lake was dead still, like it was holding its breath. Then we heard it. A splash. Sharp, like something heavy hit the water. Everyone went quiet, staring out at the lake. Probably a fish, Ethan said, but his voice was shaky. Liam grabbed a flashlight and swept the beam across the water. Nothing. Just smooth, black water. We waited, but it was silent again. So, we turned the music back up, trying to shake off the unease, though I noticed Mia sticking closer to Ethan. An hour later, things got weird. The air felt thick, like a storm was coming, but the sky was clear. The fire started dying way too fast, even though we kept tossing logs on. And then, another splash. Closer this time, maybe 10 feet from shore. Liam's flashlight was trembling as he aimed it at the water. Still nothing. But I swear I saw ripples, like something had just slipped beneath the surface. Mia was panicking now, saying we should shut it down and leave. Ethan tried to play it cool, but you could tell he was spooked. I wasn't doing much better. My stomach was churning, like I was being watched. You know that feeling when you're alone at night, and you're sure something's right behind you, but you're too scared to look? That's what it felt like. Only this wasn't my imagination. We decided to pack it in. Safety in numbers, we figured. Ethan and Mia started folding chairs while Liam and I grabbed the cooler. I kept glancing at the lake, expecting something. That's when we heard it, a low, guttural sound, like a groan coming from underwater. It was faint but unmistakable. I froze. "Liam, you hear that?" I whispered. He nodded, his face pale. "What the hell is that?" We rushed to the car, but before we could get there, I looked back at the lake. There was a shape standing at the water's edge. Tall, maybe 7 feet, humanoid but wrong. Its arms hung too low, past its knees, and its head was tilted at this sickening angle. It didn't move. It just stood there, facing the lake. I grabbed Liam's arm, my heart pounding. "What is that?" I hissed. He didn't answer. We just stared as the thing started wading into the water, slow and deliberate, like it was stepping into a shallow pool. The water barely moved around it. Then it was gone, submerged, like it was never there. We didn't stick around. We threw everything in the car, speakers, cooler, half the chairs, and peeled out. Ethan and Mia were already in the back seat, Mia sobbing quietly. I kept checking the rearview mirror, expecting to see that thing standing in the road. But there was nothing. Here's the part that haunts me. A week later, I was going through my phone, looking at the pics we took at the party. There was one of us by the lake, grinning, clueless. But in the background, near the water, there was something I hadn't seen before. A figure. Tall, with long arms and a tilted head, half hidden in the shadows. I zoomed in, my hands shaking. Its face, it didn't have one. Just a smooth, blank void where a face should have been. I showed the pic to Ethan, Mia, and Liam. Mia broke down. Ethan deleted it on the spot, but I can still see it in my head. We haven't gone back to Lake Wister. We don't even talk about that night. But sometimes, when I'm alone, I hear that underwater groan in my dreams, and I wake up feeling like I'm still by that lake, with that thing watching me. If you've got a story like this, something that happened at a party, something you can't explain, drop it in the comments. I read every one, and I know how it feels to need to share. Hit that subscribe button if you want more stories like this, because I've got plenty, and they're all real. Stay safe out there, and maybe think twice before you party by a lake.